Welcome to the Richard Sherman Podcast, brought to you by The Volume. Follow me all year long for the best content in the NFL. Make sure you subscribe. Talk to you soon. Welcome back. We just had my guy, Mitch Eisenstein, on last episode, but this week we got one of my favorite teammates, George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in the National Football League, in my opinion, the best, in Tony Gonzalez's opinion, the best. Here he is, George Kittle. Appreciate you joining me, brother.
Goodness. Wow, Richard Sherman, everybody.
And he has the GOAT shirt on because he's the GOAT.
This is just a very soft shirt. Actually, I wore this because it's you, and I like you a lot.
I love you too. So, Jorge, you got out of another camp?
I did.
How you feeling?
I'm great. Well, first, Rich, I just want to say it is Joe Staley's birthday today.
What?
Yeah. So
I got to text him.
I know. Another GOAT. One of one. Joe Staley, happy birthday.
Wonderful.
Got out of training camp healthy, feel phenomenal, running around, feeling fast, feeling strong. It was a training camp. You know, it's nice when you get to go against a defense like ours every single day, because if you don't try to get a little bit better, they're just going to fucking make you look like not really good. Sorry for the words. It's in the morning.
Right.
But so going against that every single day has been awesome. Definitely challenging, but I think that's really good for us because it's not going to get any easier.
No, it's not.
No.
But it's not going to get any harder either. Like, it's not going to get harder than that. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like,
so the only thing that's going to be harder is getting actually tackled, but Fred does that sometimes anyway. So it is.
Right. And I would guess Greenlaw, and the guys he taught, Greenlaw and Z's, they don't seem to have governors on them either. So
no, that's our linebacking core. Everybody loves them.
Right. And by love them, you know what I mean? They hate them with every bit of their fiber because they've got to go against them. And I would too. It's going to be hard pressed to keep all them together. This is probably the last year where that's going to happen.
So we got to take advantage of that, don't we?
Got to take advantage. And the way you take advantage of it is keeping Jimmy G like they did. Bob!
Segway, sure. I love
it. I'm working on it.
Like you know what you're doing or something, man.
Almost. So how are you feeling about that? Because I know how I feel, and I know the stupidity that I hear on the outside and how much sense it makes on the inside. And I'm like, for the guys in the locker room and the guys that know him and love him, this is awesome. How you feeling about it?
Oh, I mean, I'm happy. I think Jimmy G just, like you said, everybody loves him in the locker room. There's no bad blood anywhere. We all respect Jimmy. We all respect him as a leader. We respect him as a quarterback. Him being in that room with, Trey Lance and Coach Shanahan, our offensive coordinators, I think that's going to be very beneficial for Trey. And while Trey's in the driver's seat and Trey gets to play quarterback, he has Jimmy G who knows how to win games, and he can learn a lot from him. So, I hope that that's how Trey takes this, and he just continues to play his game because Trey's a really good quarterback. He just needs a lot of reps, and those reps are coming, and he's going to get a lot better, and he's going to continue to get better. And I think with a guy like Jimmy behind him, I think that will continue to push Trey to want to be better as well. So I think it's really good for our team and grand scheme of things. Having a QB like that you can plug in if some worst case scenario happens. Hey, you know what you're going to get with Jimmy, and like you said, the whole locker room respects him.
It couldn't be a better situation for the 49ers. Obviously they made the decision last year when they drafted Trey. Everybody knew this was an inevitability, and I think even Jimmy does. And it just speaks to who he is as a person. And, it's teammate self. And he has not complained one bit. He has not said a bad word about anybody. He has not done anything but go about his business like a pro, like he always has. And I think you're right. I think it's going to be freaking amazing to just have that leadership, that experience. And people are like, oh, it's going to put so much pressure on Trey. No, it's not. Kyle already named him the starter. There's no confusion. Everybody on a championship team understands their role, and they play it well. And I think that's the same with this situation. He's going to know his role. He's going to know what he's got to do. And he gets to stay in the locker room with his boys and likely win a dang Super Bowl. And he deserves the dang ring. It would be weird if y'all won a Super Bowl and Jimmy G didn't get a ring.
That'd be true. That is true. No, I agree with you. There's a lot of positives that come out of this. Like I said, Jimmy, he's a known winner. And that's what he's best at. He wins games. That's what he does. And so, and he has that, I don't know, you're not in the huddle with him, but you kind of sense he's got this intensity to him. And so there's aspects of football that aren't just X's and O's, and they're not just throwing the football, that Trey's going to learn from Jimmy, just how to carry yourself, how to do certain things. And Trey does a good job at that. Just Jimmy's been doing it longer, so he's just going to learn a lot of things from him. So I'm excited for it.
It gives you more peace. At least you sleep better at night as a team, just knowing that you continue to have that. If you're not one disaster away from the season being over, and every other team is one disaster away from the season, one quarterback injury away from their season being wrap it up, Like, it's not going to happen this year for you. And that's anxiety that you guys don't have to deal with. That like should stress.
Oh, dude. Isn't it crazy that no one really realizes that? You're just one thing away from just like, well, that was 6 months of working out in OTAs that I'm really glad I put into.
Right. Like, I put in all this work and we got all these guys. You got the most talented roster. You got freaking top 5 at all these positions. And one injury can send all that home. Like, yep, good job, guys.
Isn't football the best?
It is the best and the worst at the same time.
Oh, my goodness.
So I miss you. I miss you as a teammate. I miss you as a friend. I miss being in the locker room, but I learned so much from the Kittler, Okay, that's cheating. You put it into the camera. You can't do that. You got to keep it low.
It's below my waist, dude. I know, man. Sure, there's nothing like you in the locker room, man. Seeing you on Thursday Night Football was an absolute blast.
Yeah, I had so much fun seeing you guys. I can't lie.
Oh, my gosh. It wasn't our best game, but the good news is we still had fun out there, and I got to see you. Dude, you have quite the group that you get to talk with every single week.
Right. I got one of the GOATs at tight end, and Fitzmagic.
Holy cow, dude. You've got a squad up there.
Yeah, man. Not like you guys' squad, but speaking of tight ends, like who right now is top 3 outside of Jorge Kittle?
Oh, wow.
At the tight end spot.
Let's see. I'll give you my favorite that I love to watch on film. I mean, I think Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Waller are doing things incredible. They have been. I think one of my most underrated guys, Dallas Goedert with Philly.
Ooh.
I don't think he gets any credit. He's phenomenal. He's really good in the run game, and I think he's really, really good in the pass game. He's got a great feel for it. And I know that his QB really likes him, so he's going to get a lot of passes, especially now that they have 2 wide receivers on the outside that can really ball.
Right.
He's going to eat in that middle. Hawkinson's going to have a great year with Detroit. My guy Bobby Tunyon's back with Green Bay, and after scoring 12 touchdowns and then not getting a lot of love. So somehow missed a Pro Bowl with 10 touchdowns, but I'm over it. I'm not upset about it anymore. But
I'm upset.
I know I'm still upset, but it is what it is. No, but I think those are guys like just on my radar that I see right now that are just you're going to see them. Like, you're going to hear about them in fantasy and all that stuff. But I mean, Goddard's he's got a chance. Oh, and then you can't. Hey, Kyle Pitts is going to have a great year regardless.
Right.
They're going to throw the heck out of the ball to him. He'll probably have like 80 plus catches and over 1,000 yards. So I'm looking forward to watching him.
No question. I felt. Who I felt awful for at the tight end spot, who's a pretty good player, is Gesicki. I felt awful for him. I felt awful. He got Imbo, but he don't block. And you not blocking and having Imbo is conflict. It's going to be conflict of interest. Like, you got to block. You got to be involved in the run game. If you're not, then you're going to hear trade rumors.
That's Imbo's number one thing. You're going to hit the sled before practice, and you're going to hit Nick Bosa during practice, and you're just going to keep blocking until you can't anymore.
Right.
I don't know, dude. Gesicki. I mean, you see all the stuff he does, like in routes. Like, he's a massive wide receiver. He's got great hands. He gets separation. He catches the ball. Good routes. Is blocking his strong suit? No. So I really hope that they find a way to utilize his talents, because they did franchise tag him. They're paying him money, and he is a good player.
Right.
Is he going to be the tip of the spear and run outside zone every single play? No. It is what it is. Like, there's guys that, there's plenty of guys in the league that don't do that and still are successful. So hopefully. It's tough, especially with my guy John Embry down there. He wants to see you block gap scheme, and he wants to see you block outside zone. And you know what? It's okay. Like, I hope they find a way to use Gesicki. They don't just keep throwing him out in front, because it is like certain people do certain things really well.
And he does it really well. He's a problem in the pass game, no question. It's just crazy, man. It's a crazy league we're in right now. But how do you feel about your spot on the top 100? That's the important stuff, because you didn't get the damn Pro Bowl, but the top 100, you got some respect. But was it, I felt like it could have been higher. But who am I? Just always some hating going on.
For me, I just appreciate being on the list, because I do feel like I'm definitely in the top 100 of football players in the NFL. I think my film, shows that. The ones I'm upset about, I don't know how Trent Williams isn't 1, 2, or maybe 3 like that. You just watch his tape. He physically dominates people every single play. He mentally outsmarts people every single play. He gets his hands on you, you're going to get blocked. He doesn't get penalties. He's efficient. He gets put in motion. Like, he does all these things that no one else can even dream of doing because of his talent level. Right. And he's the 14th best player. And like, look, you're in the top 10. Like, all those guys deserve to be in the top. They're all fantastic football players.
Right.
But like, you got like this is Aaron Donald and Trent Williams are my 1-2.
Right.
Like then I think that's it. And then you got Tom Brady, you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Mahomes, you got Josh Allen, you got those quarterbacks that are really special. Cooper Kupp was incredible. Devontae Adams was incredible. But like no one does what Trent Williams does. Every single play.
And you're next to him a lot of those plays. How crazy is it? What is some of the craziest stuff you've seen? Because you see different than, a lot of people don't see the dirty work that goes on down there. I mean, they see you pancaking people as a tight end who's not over 270 pounds, which is crazy in itself. But tell me about it.
Well, like this is when we first got Trent, teams went straight to 6-down fronts against us. So me and Trent could not double team people. It wasn't crazy. We got it. Our third preseason game last year, 2 years ago, I think we played, but not 2020, but like one of our first games we played together, we had an outside zone together. And the defensive end was outside the numbers and like the linebacker was on his back 10 yards down the field. And literally, as soon as that happened, every team after that, every time that me and Trent lined up on the same field, they put a D tackle, a D end, and an outside linebacker on the line of scrimmage. So everything could be single blocks. And like, hey, kudos to them. Like that is definitely a way to get rid of the double team. But like every time I get a lineup next to Trent Williams, because I believe I'm the best in the world at run blocking, and it is especially my offense. And when I get a lineup next to Trent Williams, who's the best in the world at his position, hey, it makes my life a whole bunch easier. And then you also got McGlinchey on the right side, who is also a top 5, top 10 run blocking offensive lineman.
Right.
Put us together like, hey, you can run it either direction. You can dominate people. So like, especially in our offense, like, but when you line up next to Trent Williams, I am 99.9% confident that all I have to do is not get stepped on and I'm going to succeed in my play.
Well, first off, Tony Gonzalez feels that same way. He feels like you're the best tight end in football and he loves you. Loves you.
Well, that's just, hey, we have that John Embry man.
Right. It's different for Tom, but the John Embry is a little different for that, but whatever. I digress.
I got to ask Tony how Embo coached him. Like, was he hitting the sled before practice? Because I don't think so.
I don't think so. I could ask him and I'll text you. Yeah, but I would say no. He was not hitting the sled.
Oh, my goodness.
So about the Joker tattoo.
Yeah.
I need to hear all about it because I've seen it and I love it and I know you and I want them to know you too.
Which ones? I just got Hobbs from Calvin and Hobbs. I just got that one done this summer.
Yes. Tell me the meaning. You got to have meaning behind these things.
I do. I have each one is like a special part of me. Like I'm a child, you know that. Sure, I like to play. I like to enjoy myself. Calvin Hobbs is actually, that's why I kind of taught myself how to reading these comics growing up. Like I read the funnies every single day growing up, basically until I went to college. Yes. But Hobbs is always like, I'm Calvin. I always like that. I'm Calvin and Hobbs is my imaginary friend that I keep around with me just to keep the energy light, to have fun and just remember to enjoy myself every single day. So that was Hobbs. And I know I got the quote I have a quote on it too from that Hobbs says from the comics. It says, I suppose if we couldn't laugh at things that don't make sense, we couldn't react to a lot of life. And that's kind of how I live most of my life, is laughing at things that I don't really understand because I don't know how else to react.
Right. Talking about really great players who are children. Talk to me about Nicholas John Bosa, please.
Yeah. Dude, he is a massive amount. He's just a massive humanity. His quads are the size of my core. He is a child. He has this grown man routine that he does every single day. He does all the things to a T. Everything he does is his routine. He does it his way, but he does it at the highest level. But as soon as he's outside of that, he's just like a kid that just wants to hang out. He wants to watch like cartoons. He wants to listen to EDM music, and he just wants to hang with the boys. Or he just locks himself away in his dungeon and just you don't hear from him for a couple of days.
Right.
This his whole off season hibernating like a grizzly bear down in his elite weight room with Joey Bosa down in Florida, and they sit down there and hibernate, and they come back looking like bigger beasts than they were before, which is terrifying.
I just cannot imagine it. Like they were showing clips of what he was doing in Minnesota, and I was like, bro, this is just unfair for y'all to have to practice against this dude because y'all don't understand him. At least you guys have an elite talent to deal with his elite talent. Like when you don't have that and you're blocking him with tight ends, I'm sure those tight ends were coming up to you after and being like, bro, what the?
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, like Nick does this thing that no one else has ever done. And like one of my first times ever going to him when he was a rookie, I passed it on him. And Nick doesn't bull rush a lot in practice because it's awesome. He's like, why would I bull rush? It's a waste of a rep. Like I can bull rush every rep. That's a waste. Like, I'm going to try something new every single time.
Right.
I'm like, awesome. I appreciate it because in my head, I'm like, okay, if I'm not going to get bull rush, then I can be a little bit lighter on my feet and I don't have to anchor and punch. Right. And I go to punch one time and he just grabbed both my wrists and just pulled me to the side and then went past me. And I just turned around and I was like, oh, whoa.
This guy's a rusher.
Yeah, I was like, no one's ever grabbed my wrist and pulled before. And I said, that was new. There goes my whole plan. I'm going to figure something else out now. So, yeah, no, I mean, I love going against Nick. Yeah, like he definitely, like, if you're not 100% on, he wins no matter what. And so, like, there's not very many people in the league like that. Also, like, he's a guy, like, if Trent Williams isn't practicing, nothing against our backup left tackle, whoever it is, like, our offense is in for a world of hurt that day if Nick decides to practice hard. Like, Nick's a guy that literally could not practice and still show up on Sundays and be one of the best players in the NFL. I'll also say this, Sherman. I think Nick Bosa is, I want to say he's probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's going to have a shot at being an MVP as long as people give him the flowers when he's out there and he sets a new sack record and stuff. That man, like, I know he's going to get double teams. He's going to get chipped every single play, but he's so good that.
How can they? With Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, the kid Drake Jackson, like, how are they going to be able to double him? Like, if you don't double them, Kinlaw and Armstead, your guards are in your lap.
No, and then I think all you have to do is put Nick away from Armstead so they can't slide to both of them. You're going to give Kinlaw, whether it's Kinlaw or Armstead's going to get 2. Nick might get a chip, but your other defensive end and your other tackle are each going to have these one-on-ones. And there's not a lot of guys that are sturdy enough to handle Kinlaw. And our other ends, for whether it's Drake, whether it's Sampson, whether it's Kerry Hyder, those guys know how to rush the quarterback. Kerry Hyder had 10.5 sacks for us in 2020.
Right, I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Like, we got guys that know how to rush the pass. We got guys that know how to stop the run. And guess what? We have 3 of some of the best linebackers in football right behind them. And I think our secondary looks pretty decent too.
Come on now, dude. It's almost like you guys are a pretty good team.
Some would say, sure.
Some would say. The tight end is it done now? Is that it? Like, is it over with?
Like, over? No, we have next year coming up, Sherm.
I love it. How, like, is that going to be an every year thing? Or do you want it to outlast you? Like, what do you want from that?
What I want from it, I would love for it to outlast me. I'd love to be a part of it as long as I can be. I think it's fantastic. We grew from 49 to 85 tight ends this year.
Nice.
Hopefully we can continue to grow it to get more and more guys. I want to have it open to everybody. I want to, like, what's really cool, the new NIL stuff, we could have college guys. So we had 3 college guys this year. We had an Alabama, a Michigan, and a Notre Dame guy up this year. All guys are going to be good NFL football players. So just to have them, hang out with us, learn a little bit. Have Greg Olsen yell at them. That was pretty fun. Like, my goal is too, like, something that we kind of had an idea of is I want to get some college and high school coaches to come down and learn how to coach the tight end position correctly. Because in high school, like, I think the tight end coach is just like an assistant coach who's never played tight end or done anything his entire life.
Right.
And nothing against them. They're trying their best. But, like, why not bring in coaches, like college coaches from smaller colleges or even like big colleges, and like learn how the guys that are in the NFL are playing the game today. Because, like, hear me out, Sherm. Like, you know how, like, strength coaches are, like, kind of in control of your life when you're in college? Like, This is your body weight. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. One of my tight ends showed up, the college guys, and he was touring almost 270 pounds. 6'3.5", 6'4", 270 pounds. And I was like, dude, are you trying to play left guard or are you trying to be a tight end in the league? Because look at you. Because he's in this room with all these tight ends, all these NFL tight ends, and he's the heaviest guy by 10 pounds. And I'm like, dude, I weigh 245. Travis Kelce's 255, 260 max, but he's also 6'6". So that's pretty skinny still for his size.
Right.
You're 6'4". You need to be 255 at the most, man. Like, it's speed in the NFL, speed and strength. That's all it is. It's not about how big you are, really. So so guys have an understanding, like, oh wow, like, I thought I had to be, because, like, when I was in college, they told me, like, if you're not 265, you won't play in the NFL. Wrong. Like, speed kills.
Right.
Speed kills, Sherman. So, like, I mean, like, so I want to get more guys around, and I build this brotherhood. And my favorite thing is, like, at every single game, every tight end on the field is going to know each other.
Yes.
And I think that's really cool stuff.
That is really cool. And that's the most impressive. We tried to do something like that when I first got to San Francisco in 2018. We tried to do a DBU, and DBs aren't tight ends. And there's a little bit more something else there. I don't want to say what it is, but there's something there that just wouldn't come together in the way that we needed it to come together. But whatever. How do you not have a Stanford tight end there? How do you not? Tight end is in Palo Alto, and we don't have. It's down the street.
No. Sherman's wrong. Yeah, I know. He's wrong. Sorry. I got a phone call from everybody else in the world, and they agreed with me that you're not.
What?
No, I did have Stanford tight ends there. They just weren't college, though. Like, I had Colby Parkinson. Zach Ertz was there last year. He couldn't be there this year because his wife was having a kid. No, I respect my tight ends from Stanford. I do. It's not my fault that most Stanford guys are a little out there.
We are 100% out. You're out there.
I know, but like, you know what you're going to get from an Iowa guy. Stanford guys are just, you don't know where they're going.
Exactly.
They're just different. Like, there's nothing similar between you, McCaffrey, Zach Ertz, and Colby, Solomon Thomas. There's no similarities other than the fact they're all just weird.
That's what I love. That's what I want to hear. I know Stanford's sitting there like, yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted.
These academics. Oh, my God.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. I don't want to hold you up. I know you got practice to get to and cold tubs and hot tubs.
That I do, Sherman. Hey, Sherman, I got a favorite ask of you.
You got anything you need?
Anything? Sick. Any chance you want to come on my family's podcast at some point this year?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. Let me know when. Let me know where. You got my number still.
I know.
Yeah. Let me know when and where, and I'll be there just like this. Answering all the killer questions.
That's perfect. I can't wait for my dad to interview you. He's going to have an absolute blast.
I love that.
I know. Sure. Thanks for having me on, man. You're a king.
I appreciate you. You're the king, brother. I can't wait to see you. I won't see you guys until like week 15 in December, but it'll be right around Pro Bowl time for me to hype everybody up and make sure we don't get snubs this year like Kittle was last year with 10 touchdowns.
Hey, we here, dog. We here.
Thanks for here.
Dude.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you.
Yeah, love you too.